Voices on the Edge, the Nothingness Threshold, and Otherwise Than Saying production by Paul Barry Johnson and Dave Webb. Copyright 2018.
Docking complete. Space caravan locked onto deep system station and holding.
I'm in the airlock. Computer, begin pressure equalization now. What the bastard? I can't move!
Pressure differential achieved. Significant gravity increase noted. Current gravity is 9.807 meters per second square.
The pressure! I can't lift my arms! I can't shut my head! I'm having trouble breathing!
Only one. Nothingness, dim the lights and increase the oxygen by 10%.
Who's there? I can't move!
You can move. Your helmet's off. Breathe. Just feel the pull. You aren't floating anymore.
I've never felt gravity like this before.
This station replicates the gravity of Earth.
Gravity of Earth! Thrusters! No wonder everybody left that dump. Ugh.
Well, it's bubbles compared to Jupiter. If you stay, it'll make you strong.
Stay? I'm on a spiral out of this system. I'm never going back toward that sun. Won't stop pulling everything toward it. Some kind of greedy prima donna. Pulling everything.
Not enough space. In all this space. What are you called?
Call me Austin.
Excellent. The extra space skin is removed from Austin, and he is free.
Who are you?
I am Elijah, caretaker of the space station Beta-Zion-Charles-Gamma-2-Niner-Epsilon 85, Detroit. But I call it Newton's Lighthouse. We're on the edge of the threshold of nothingness. Billions of miles from Pluto, a full light month from the sun. The last stop on the way out of the solar system. We haven't had a visitor in some time.
Even the air here is weighty. I can't go.
Nicodemus, 7% additional oxygen increase for the airlock, please. Yes, breathe.
I've been on lunar encampments and watched the Green Mountains burn. I've seen warriors from Jupiter tearing apart tanks and men. It's all gone.
Austin, Earth's gravity, for those who have never felt it before, can swell one's organs. The skull pushes harder on the top of the brain. Blood fights to move up the body. Bowels languish under a heavier load. Memories, too, become heavy.
Would you believe that I've marched with the Thanes of Mars?
I don't find much use in suspicion out here.
Well, maybe you should. Maybe you shouldn't let anyone dock with you. I could kill you. I could kill you and melt this station for parts. Sell oxygen on Pluto for gold.
But you're never going back.
I've heard the quiet singing women on Pluto. It's all gone. It's all gone. She's gone.
Perhaps. Perhaps she is through the threshold.
Elijah, do you experience distressing memories?
What, Nicodemus?
Occupant reported distressing memories. Your mirror neurons fired in a way that implies sympathy. Was this because you have distressing memories as well?
He's passed out. Prepare the surgical table. Whiskey sour tonight. Oh, awake? It's a sedative. On your jaw. If you understand me, grunt twice. Good. You're tied down for the procedure. It isn't how I'd prefer it, but many of your teeth were swelling your gums. It's an unpredictable symptom out here. I had to do it to myself when I first arrived at the lighthouse. It's standard procedure. There's this radioactive meningitis that emanates from the nothingness threshold. It latches onto tooth enamel and burrows into your cortex. The first few explorers who came out this deep were all lost to this form of space madness. They became lethargic, complacent to the degree that they stopped maintaining the ship. On the recordings, they have conversations about all the art they longed to create. The engineer wanted to sing in the opera. The lieutenant spoke of directing augmented memory files. The captain couldn't stop taking notes for a zero-gravity ballet. They were at ease with this discontentment. And they keep going on, alluding to the poems that they would write about the sound of the night as the engines failed and the oxygen converters broke down. Only nothingness escapes the speed of light and the heaviness of matter that allows us to leave the system. The station was built under the swell of migrants set on that radical journey. When they never returned, it became frightening. We are the few drops of bravery that still exist within the system. And it's lonely on the edge of nothingness. It's been thousands of years, but we're still learning how to adapt the human body to living in space. We're born with this need for heaviness. And we're getting close to what it means to be human out here. Pushing out to our furthest limit. Turning ourselves over to our simplest compromises. We are both flesh and spirit. One is something. The other is nothing. The anomaly, when it returns, will carry you into nothingness. But you must not carry the system with you. And its roots are deep. But to find something in nothingness, can you imagine? When I found the lighthouse, it was empty. Forgotten. Drifting. The lighthouse found me the same way.
The memories of our lives before the threshold swell in our bodies like these teeth. They decay and take our hearts with them unless extracted.
Austin, do you need to urinate?
What?
Body scan reveals pressure on your bladder. Feel free to urinate in the stream. It is filtered every 11 minutes.
I'm fine. I just can't see anything.
Flint and Tinder are by your side. A fire pit is 3 meters ahead of you. Elijah is returning currently.
A fire pit? And where in the station are we right now? Why is it so dark?
Lights dim and rise on a 12-hour cycle. This replicates daylight on the Earth's equator. Station has been retrofitted as a biocamp on levels 19 through 77 with soil, seeds, and animals left behind during the high migration periods. Some plants have been growing on this station for over 2 millennia. We are currently on level 22 as higher levels have become increasingly dangerous.
Dangerous?
Oh, he's exaggerating. I would say they haven't learned hospitality yet. Dogs have been on this station longer than there were cities on Titan. They can be territorial, but I was just there getting tea for us. They were docile.
Tea? What do you think this is, old man? A Plutonian wedding den?
I warn you, I'm not a good dancer. This is medicinal. For your gums, it dulls the pain and helps the dentures adhere.
Oh, right. I never had tea until I was on Pluto. There, it's considered their strongest aphrodisiac.
Oh, yeah, so I've heard. But I thought you were a moon man.
Moon, Mars, Mercury, then Pluto. I've set foot on many planets. None that I will return to.
But you remember the Lunar Queen Des Moines. She is a very vibrant and compelling leader.
I left before she was crowned, soon after Aunt abdicated the throne. I couldn't stand the thought of a new queen. She's barely older than me at the time, and I'm approaching servitude age. I caught a launcher straight to Mars. The propaganda transmissions didn't tell me about the mandatory military enlistment for new residents. I got off the shuttle, they issued me a barcode, a toe tag, and a nerve rifle. I was marching for 4 thrusting Martian years to pay for that flight. It wasn't that hard to be a soldier, not for me at least. Besides, with that much dust in the air, you never have to see the thrusting face of your enemy until it's time to scan the barcode.
I see you've scratched your barcode off.
Took a cranium welder to keep it from going back.
Oh, a rare tool. Is that what brought you to Pluto?
Eventually. First I tried blasting it off 6 times with molten rub. Must have tried at least 12 elemental salts bore from the core of Mercury.
Those are acts of a desperate man.
Do you know how a nerve rifle works? From the moment you pull the trigger, the circuit goes hot. You and your target are connected. It's supposed to be a one-way current. Poor bastard having every nerve fried out. Crispy critters. They don't tell you. A little bit of it goes back up the chain and you feel it. Even before I scanned the barcode for analytics, I knew their number. Sometimes more. A memory goes the wrong way up the current. A face, a pet, a feeling about a place I've never been.
Nothing could take one far enough away from such horrors.
The barcodes are imprinted using a living nanotech. It's bacteria. I scratched it off, it grew back. I scratched it off again and again, grew back. Sometimes different. All those bits of back channel current. The bugs get confused. They started printing the names of dead soldiers on my face. It's a common condition on Mercury where all the soldiers retire. Between the voices in my head and the names on my face, I knew the restful life wasn't for me. No space golf in my future, no mirrors in my bathroom. I thought the cold would slow the bacteria and figured a pelt injection could cover the barcodes. I scrapped together what credit I could, euthanized all my pets, and I headed out to Pluto.
When you found the welder, the names, did they disappear?
Yeah. The voices remained, but with her, I could have managed. Pluto could have been home.
With her? Let me refill your tea.
Thank you. Selkie was tall, strong, thick-furred, from the middle management caste. Her corporation embraced me despite my nakedness and frail frame compared to theirs. They sponsored our mating. The elders said the spirits within her were strong enough to balance out even mine. I longed to be one of them, to stand a full head and shoulders over a puny earthman, to have a glorious, oily pelt shimmer under the light of Hydra. We'd farm nitrogen during the days, sing songs and dance at night. The Plutonians leap 50 meters into the sky and twirl the whole way down, flowing, heavy with grace, unconcerned with the comings and goings of the rest of the system, attuned to the music, to the sky, to the empty air around them, settling like giant, kind drops of dew, wringing their mustaches with glee, laughing, their bell-like voices. The gravity was so light, I'd fall asleep on her, feel like I was floating pillows.
A wise Earthman once said, "For small creatures, such as us, the vastness is only bearable through love. Why not stay?"
I haven't spoken like this since ever. I'm not a man who tells my story.
It can be a common side effect of the tea. Rest. Tomorrow we'll begin tending to the station.
Tending? What does it look like untended?
Very funny. Tomorrow, we'll clear the parasites from the air vents on the upper levels. Berries are ready to be harvested, and we need to check on the scaled goats on level 55. A few of them are pregnant.
Excuse me while I go to the stream. I've needed to relieve myself since I first woke. Okay, I found them.
No, those fire pears are not ripe. You're at the wrong tree.
Ugh. All the trees look the same from this high in the canopy. It'll taste fine with some protein jam. Or maybe mashed with a dash of acid sauce?
You'll have to climb down and retrace your steps.
What? I'm not spending all thrusting day up this tree looking for a few mushy pears.
You aren't doing much of anything, except complaining about the station. Holding on to overripe fire pears can be harmful for the trees.
Well, wasting my time with mundane tasks can be harmful for me. How long until the portal opens and we can get off this boat anyway?
If the station is left in disrepair, there would be no place to welcome or warn or prepare those who are trying to leave the system. You must consider staying behind. I have been waiting many cycles for a replacement caregiver. The work here may be repetitive, but it is cleansing labor that purifies us for the journey of nothingness. You would disappear from this system without sharing hospitality. Without a last chance to be human?
I'm trapped.
I remember. I felt the same, and I was much older than you are now when I arrived from Saturn City.
By a dog.
What?
I'm trapped by a dog! Damn! This beast is big!
You have to move. He's calling the rest of the pack.
One fire pear sandwich coming up!
You're running the wrong way. The right trees are in the other...
We are on Venus, and this ain't a near sheep. I'm facing a 6-foot dog without a nerve pistol!
I have a beat on you. There are 3 dogs behind you and 2 more up ahead. There's a tree 10 meters in front of you. These dogs can jump, but they can't climb. Oh, phew. You should be able to see the door out of the level to your left.
I see it. I was just a boy during the info-site attacks. Did you say you're from Saturn City?
I was an archivist at the Great Library. Thousands of years of knowledge destroyed in moments. Saturn City believed it was irrational for another planet to invade ours. We did not give the pride and ignorance of hatred enough weight in our defense algorithms.
So, why leave a caretaker for a system that's so destructive? You said it yourself. We are the few drops of bravery left. This system is dried up. But I'm not. Let's do this!
Get over here! The door! Jump on it!
System may be dry, but this station is a big, sloppy, wet kiss for it. Pucker up, Moon Man.
I can't see the head. I think these are the hind legs.
It's a breech birth. Gently grip the legs. Now give a steady pull.
Okay, it's out.
Clear the kid's lungs of possible amniotic fluid. Wrap the kid in a towel. Holding by the neck and legs. Swing the kid with its face out.
Well, lungs are clear.
Well done. I will continue to monitor the kid and its mother. I will alert you to any changes.
There you go, kid. You're real furry. Silky would have loved these curls. She had an uncle, Zapadoo412. We'll call you Zap. Zap the goat. Like that, Zap? I think he likes it. Don't you, Nicodemus?
Increased dopamine levels indicate happiness.
He does like it.
I was reading the neurotransmitter levels in you.
You're reading my brain levels while you monitor the whole ship? Nicodemus, you have a lot of pots on the stove.
All pots on station accounted for. Also searching for frying pans and woks. 0 pots were found on any functional stove.
I mean, you have a lot going on all at once. Elijah disappears for days into the upper levels to meditate or something, and you keep track of everything. I'm surprised we even need a janitor with you around.
I am primarily in an information system. Tangible tasks inside the station are impossible. Human care is a necessity for station homeostasis.
Yeah. So, what's next on our list today?
Gravity infections on the lower level ducts. Diachronous coagulant spray needs to be applied to the infections.
As if I wasn't slimy enough. You know, you don't have the sound of a station computer. How long have you been the monitor of this lighthouse?
I traveled with Elijah from Saturn City. I am the last remaining data archive of the Great Library. My counterparts were destroyed in the lightning strikes by the Jupiter Army.
Saturn City? You too, huh? No wonder you both talk fancy. Data computers are typically a curious bunch. You get bored out here with no science equipment, Nicodemus?
Observing the threshold has satisfied my new data protocols.
What have you learned?
Threshold is a theoretical anomaly. Nothingness coefficient remains the only rational explanation for signals emanating from the area.
Crunched all the numbers, have ya?
Known data contradicts many fundamentals of human physics, including the first two laws of thermodynamics, Einstein's relativity, and Peano's concept of selfish particles.
Right. So, a Saturn City data computer told me it doesn't understand. I don't think I'm gonna try.
Waves and particles observed in proximity to threshold seem to reflect pattern of vascular movement.
Ugh, thrusters. Does that mean I'm gonna need to get my fingernails pulled off too?
Negative. Pattern moves at similar rate of a cardiac organ.
Cardiac? Like a heartbeat within the threshold? Uncle Nicodemus has some pretty crazy ideas, Zap.
Austin, see, this here. This is a new species of butterfly.
Oh yeah. Looks like the same species they had on Mars. Neon green anemone, right?
Yes, it is. Except these have developed a unique wing shape, see? That lets them flit through the vents between levels. The teachers say we find our form in the limitations of life that we transcend.
We used to roast them on the edge of bayonets. Oh, tasted like fiber crunk.
An alternative insight? One that had not occurred to me.
I don't see the station through the eyes of a Saturn City librarian.
Yes, that But I have concerns that you do not see the station at all. Instead, you see tasks, items to possess, another form of escape.
And what should I see? A holy temple that needs to be spit-shined? Should I hold my breath at her hallowed halls? By Sagan, this isn't the moon. And thank Polterchrist it isn't Saturn thrusting city. This is the edge. And this ain't no thrusting butterfly.
Squashed beauty. I could have predicted. This is just another temporary stop for you. If this station oxidizes, spins out of orbit, what is it your concern? Where I see beauty, you see fiber crunk.
Yeah, fiber crunk! This adaptation could destroy the whole orchard. That's what I see. By traveling through the vents, they're corrupting the cherry trees all across the upper levels. Would you, sir, have the trees above rot for these creatures to prosper?
I had not noticed. Forgive me, Austin. You've taken quickly to your role here. I worry for the station, as if it were my child.
You're not leaving the station to be tended by another librarian or scientist. You leave it to be tended by me.
The station has brought me much heartache, but also peace. I leave it in good hands.
New readings from the threshold. Anomaly appearance projected within 36 hours.
It has begun dilating. From Nicodemus's mainframe room, we'll be able to pinpoint where the opening will occur. Follow me.
Why a gelatinous processing wall?
It filters the information and protects the rest of the station. The transmissions being received are pushing through the system all the time. Nicodemus takes the resonant frequencies from all the transmissions simultaneously. They are always slightly out of phase with each other, but the point where they all disappear, where no transmission can be heard, there is nothing. That is how we find the threshold.
Every sound in the universe canceling each other out? Mother spizzle.
Newly appointed first citizen of Earth, Montreal Blota, is now making his first official announcement concerning conflicts across the Northern Islands.
I am a new first citizen, but our unity is not new. Earth will continue to demonstrate that a strong planet is a connected planet.
Her Highness, the shining lunar lady, mother of the tides, empress of the sky, protector of the solar system, Lemoyne Pizza!
Refusing to subordinate themselves to our royal lineage, Earth continues to bubble like a pot of soup left too long on the stove.
We are human! We are human! We are human! I'm hearing you! I'm hearing you say we are the biggest people with the biggest hearts on the biggest planet in the solar system. We are human!
Almost there.
We will not let any disruption from within this atmosphere or without challenge this.
As protector of our solar system, I will not let this rabid dog loose on the rest of the planet.
Now I'm gonna say we're as big as the sun. But when that big fire sees Jupiter, it don't see no void. The biggest
filled with ash. There was a launcher in the Great Library, directly above the collection for the first recorded dreams from the digital age. I was there when the city was overrun by Zeus Cloud Fury's army.
Meteor shower hit the corporation on Pluto. Didn't leave anything behind. I didn't know a storm that size could go undetected. The human resource officers had already finished their end-of-day song. Mood was light, and then there was fire. Burning rain from the sky.
I grew up with the knowledge of the system at my fingertips, under the wisest and kindest tutelage. I watched it all evaporate from the escape pod with a roar of thunder and lightning.
Silky was in the field burying nitrogen pods. I now know in one moment I had everything. A home, a meal, a bed to rest in, and it was gone. All gone.
Signal is terminated. The Nothingness threshold position has been approximated.
Pressure system stable. Life support system stable. We're off to a good start.
Storage pod secure. Food canisters locked.
Inputting threshold coordinates.
Crosspoint locked and fixed. Disconnecting from station.
Firing engines. Clocking entrance to the threshold.
Ship is undocked smoothly. You're moving on.
Pod approaching threshold.
I have no visuals, but there's a humming. It's echoing throughout the pod. I can't move. I've heard this sound before. It's louder and farther away. It sounds like the library bells.
What is that? Elijah, if you can hear me, can you describe what you're seeing?
The nothingness is deafening. I don't see stars anymore. There's a single ray of light against an ocean of black, moving, quivering. It's opening to me. I can't see the stars anymore. The black is endless, and the single ray of light, I can't look at it directly. It's blinding. I see it even with my eyes closed.
I can see the stars around your pod, Elijah, but their behavior is irregular. They're beginning to coalesce. Am I seeing things? It's a formation, like they're meeting you. I'm having difficulty judging the readings. Nicodemus, in Sagan's name, run those numbers again! What is happening?
Readings do not compute.
I've stepped out of the shadow and into striped light. None of the readings matter anymore. It's not nothing, it's something! It's the growling at the center of the system!
jaws of an eye, a single eye, staring out of its throat. The phallic serpent is refracted across the galaxy, coiled around the jugular of the universe. I see the nothingness on the other side. Oh, this is where I leave
Threshold no longer detected.
Did Elijah make it to the other side?
There are no readings beyond the threshold. Nothingness coefficient estimates pod arrival in plus or minus 56.7 million standard years.
Then what are Pino's selfish particle estimates on his location?
Since the matter making up Elijah is not detected anywhere in the universe, and a nothingness anomaly cannot be contained within a rational model of reality, Pino would conclude that Elijah never existed.
Thrusters. It's lonely on the edge. Nicodemus, you remember Elijah, don't you?
I'm programmed to function using rational models of reality. Elijah is now a variable in the nothingness coefficient. This is a meta-rational concept and I cannot confirm Elijah's existence. I am recalculating current data, including the reality of non-Elijah, as he is now part of assumed nothingness. This will take approximately 5 standard years.
Something from nothing. Possibility of existing outside of existence as a coefficient that affects this existence. Sounds like you got your work cut out for you, Nicodemus. Good thing I believe in nothing.
Voices on the Edge, the Nothingness Threshold. An otherwise unsaying production by Paul Barry Johnson and Dave Webb. Copyright 2018.